All right, mate. Yeah. Yeah. Thanks. Hopefully, I get to Thailand. That would be very nice. But yeah, doing well. I hope you're doing well, mate. Now, BNT. Yeah, BNT is very interesting. A 3 month is still red here, but what is very nice about it is the fact that it is still, a bullish 3 month stop hunt at this point. Even though it is still red, technically this is still bullish above that line. Okay, if you break below this green line, that then becomes bearish. So let's just look at that. So you can see we're obviously moving back off that line. We retested the line a few days ago and we are moving back off that. We created the stop hunt right here. We came back and we actually retested this level. So retesting the level is actually fantastic. And now we're getting a reaction off that. So that's a very powerful sign. In theory, this is a buy here right now with a stop below this retest. Can it hold up? Well, that's what trading is like. It's a game of probabilities. There is no certainties in the market, but the fact that the retest held and we're bouncing. So, yeah. So it's a weekly held. 4 days left in the week. Yeah. 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 It's a difficult one. Is this going to hold? If it is going to hold, it's one of those awkward ones. You're getting this breakdown, back down. We're getting well, in theory, off this candle, that can often be a bearish bounce off this. The bounce can often roll over again, but the 3 month stop hunt is the larger area that needs to hold. Monthly, obviously, still red, so it would require. If this is somehow going to turn bullish, obviously you need to trade the new monthly candle, because if it is going to be bullish, well, it'll do something like that. There'll be a small wick down to take liquidity and it'll flip green. There'll not be too much of a downside. If this is a failed move, right, failed moves usually happen pretty quick and don't give too much opportunity. So you would imagine that the wick down would be very small. If we are going to pop up, if there's enough strength in the market and we are going to create a failed move, you would expect a very small wick to the downside and pop up and flip green, and away we go. So it's it's a good signal to watch for, and obviously you would only want to be buying this if you're flipping green on the month, and only holding it if you are staying green on the month. The merge is coming up, and you can see we are getting a little bit of relief bounce, especially in ETH and those layer 2 coins or whatever, OP and LDO. But if this is red on a new month, there's no reason to be involved in this whatsoever. It needs to have that small dip and pop up and flip green, and then that would then start flipping it green on the 3 month, because we are creating a doji here. And don't get me wrong, there's a possibility that we end up with a very small doji here, because we've only 1 month left, and then even if this pops up a little bit and closes slightly in the green, that would mean that now is a good time to buy, or potentially a good time to buy, because the next quarter, if this creates a candle like this, can often be a bigger move up. I do suspect that this is going to be a small candle, but the question is it going to be a small red candle, or is it going to be a small green candle? And that will be decided tomorrow. Not just tomorrow, but tomorrow's a new month, and which is the last month in the quarter, which is very important, because it will determine and dictate how this candle closes. So it's a very, very important month. If we're red and we have a very bearish month, well, then it won't form a red. It won't form a small candle. It'll form a larger drop to the downside and show confirmation that the trend is still bearish. So this month is extremely important, and that's what I suggest to have a bearish mindset. This is a bearish monthly stop hunt and a bear trend, so you have to have a bear mindset, but there's always the possibility. You always got to keep your mind open for the possibility of failed moves, right? And that's just that's the part where people miss bottoms. That's the part where people miss the best entries, because a lot of the best entries actually happen off the back of a failed move. Like here, look at this bear trend, straight down, closed on the lows, and what happened? Small dip down. Well, we actually had a failed move. We had a failed breakdown, which is a bullish stop hunt here, and that created the bull market. But this candle here is a bit of a failed move, and then moved up. So most people would have missed the good entry down here because they wouldn't expect a failed move, or they're not looking for it. But you need to be prepared to look for that failed move. And it may not always happen, but if it does happen and you see it happening, well, you just have to try and get on board.